Hi everyone, welcome to the July Sheetload of Cards collaboration hosted by Call Me Crafty Al here on YouTube. And each month we have some teams from YouTube, from Instagram, and on blogs that take Alicia's sketch and supply list. We're given the pictures, we're given directions on how to cut our papers, and then we have creative license to change it however we want, but keeping with the general idea here. The whole idea is to be able to make multiple cards. This month 8 A2 size cards, and these have a piece off, and using designer paper and different card stocks and so forth. So with that said, let me show you what I used. I did use the I already lost it. Oops, the Peony Garden Designer Series paper by Stampin' Up, and I used these 2 sheets of paper, which flip over to these 2 sheets or sides. This one's in gray granite and white, and this one's in petal pink and white. These are Stampin' Up products, current catalog, so that I used those. I did use sentiments, 2 sentiments out of here. My thoughts are with you and love and thanks to a dear friend, and I used this little peony on the inside of all the cards. I used this border die out of the prized peony bundle, which they're just called peony die, so those go together. I did use this circle cut out of vellum sheets. That's from the painted labels dies, which was from the poppies that carried over. That's in the poppy collection. And I did use one other sentiment, which was Just Because, out of the Lovely You stamp set. And that is pretty much it. And vellum sheets I used also to die cut some things. So, and let me move this out of the way also, and I'm just going to lay them out. Okay, these 2 I used a circle punch for the My Thoughts Are With You, so it's a little different, but all of them basically have the scalloped edge here from that border die. Some of them you'll see I used gray granite with gray granite, some I used gray granite with petal pink, and some I used petal pink with gray granite. I have 2 of this sentiment, My Thoughts Are With You. Here's the vellum circle from the poppies. Oh, and the bling I used is the Elegant Faceted Gems from the Peony Suite by Stampin' Up! 2. I used the white ones, and on some I used the, like here, the petal pink ones. I used 3 on each card. And you'll see inside I stamped off and stamped a little peony in there also on all of them, but I left them without sentiment. So there are 8 cards altogether. I did 2 with this sentiment, 2, I think 3 Just Because, yes, and 3 Just Because, and 3 Love and Thanks. So here we have petal pink with gray granite with petal pink, and also this one is the first one I did, and I experimented. The instructions said to cut 1 inch off here, and I thought, well, if I use the border die, that's going to lop off about another 1/4 inch. No, it doesn't. It only lops off a tiny little bit. So this one is slightly different. That was the first one I did, and then all the rest of these are 1 inch cutoffs, and then the border die. And I think they turned out really beautiful. Very neutral. I think they're nice for just generic cards, or sympathy cards like My Thoughts Are With You. But that could be for more than just sympathy. That could just be somebody going through a hard time, and you could write a nice message inside for that. So I really like how they turned out, and I hope you do too. I'm not used to really making neutral cards like this so much, but I really enjoyed making these, and I didn't digress from the instructions other than to use the border die. And there was one, oh, and then this one has a circle on there. And I thought there was one other thing, I guess stamping the inside with the image and putting bling on. I think the diagram had ribbon, yeah, like thread or twine, but I don't have any thin thread now that's current. Anyway, so I remembered I had the vellum dies, and I've used them before with the peonies, but I decided to do it on vellum. I have a lot of vellum sheets from Stampin' Up, 8.5 by 11 inch vellum, and you get 20 sheets to a pack. So it was really easy for me to cut out 8 of those and use them, and they went with both. The we do have excuse me, square vellum doilies in this part of this suite. The square vellum doilies are a little bit too big though. They're 3-inch square, and this is I think just 3-inch, so it just didn't look right, even turned sideways or whatever. So I decided to use the swirly circle from the poppies. All right, everyone, please go check out everyone else that's listed below the video. And I think by now Call Me Crafty Owl should have her video up. She usually posts on the 1st. That tells you about the diagram and how to get it and everything. The sketch. All right, everyone, I'll talk to you soon.